Cosytown, a hideous sham of a town in which the prosperous citizens have no gripes or moans. Sadly, even the children are happy and secure. This is because they aren't punished for non-existent crimes.
Pumping up the game audio at the behest of Pepperan there. I do want it to sound good because it looks good and feels good. Remember the lessons you learned in Brana Hawk? You must build a treasure room, a lair, a hatchery, and you will need to what? Need to claim a portal, blah 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 blah. Wonderful. All looks well and good. I'm gonna start out by probably mining out this gold. We don't need a ton of it. We only have 4 imps though. Let's bring that up a touch and get mining. I think this is where I start getting the training room, which is all well and good. I'm gonna have my lair here, so you can make it all as nice and fancy as you want. And sometimes I do want nice and fancy. Let's see, I'm thinking nice little training room here. A fairly large hatchery here. Keep them fed, keep them trained. Now we can have a healthy gold room over here. Get to work, chumps. If you have questions about this game, you can throw them in. I like to think I know almost everything about the game, but evidently not everything. Get to work, guys. As I said, I'm no expert at this game, but I'm pretty good.
Your gold reserves are running low.
So the imps were carrying the gold on them because there was no treasure room beforehand, so that's fine. I think it's a bit more efficient to mine out the gold, then build the treasure room, because it's always an inefficiency if they're running back and forth long distances between where they mine out the gold and where you put your treasure room. So let's have all this mined out. And now we have the gold to set up our dungeon as we want it, and we also have the space. Is that all the gold there is? Almost. Hatchery, please. Could be bigger, but it certainly could be smaller. This is the one thing that quality of life would have really worked with us if there was a way to not have to individually place down those buildings. Jake, will you play War for the Overworld? It's not on the plans. Although it could always be added to our long play stuff. Nothing stopping us there. Your plans proceed smoothly, Keeper. Allow your imps to fortify the walls. This increases the efficiency of rooms. Efficiency isn't something that's explained very well in the game, but if we look at one of the flags for a room, this treasure room, for example, the top one is the health of the room, which doesn't matter 99% of the times. The middle one is the capacity, which matters all the time. The third one is efficiency. The more efficient a room is, generally the better its capacity or the better it is at doing its job. For example, creatures will train faster in a more efficient training room. So we've got ourselves a couple of demon spawn. Demon spawn love to train, and I love to slap them into a fierce training regiment. Regimen? There's a word for this. When the monsters first arrive, they go and do something in the dungeon heart, and I have no idea what that is. But they sure do it. We got a fly. Best thing you can do with a fly is tell it to go right the way back from whence it came, because they are so useless. I mean, there are no useless units in this game, except for flies. They're so bad. Jake, are there ideal sizes or shapes for rooms, or does it really not matter? The best thing you can do for a room is ensure that it is 100% efficient. And that isn't possible unless you have it, unless all the squares in a room are surrounded by either another square of that room, or a fortified wall, or a door, or actually a guard post, but most people don't know that because it's obscure and makes no sense. get to work. And you just, back you go. So in efficiency's sake, it's best to build them 3x3, 4x4, 5x5, or anything like that. But if you keep it fully efficient, I don't think it actually makes any difference. Layers are most efficient as one-tile buildings. That can be the case if what's going there is something that can make home in one single square, and not everything can. For example, a Bile Demon won't be able to seek home in one square. Alright, looking good. We got loads of gold. 36,000's a comfortable amount of dosh to have. What I'd really like is for this place to be more efficient. So I drop in my imps in the hope that they actually reinforce the walls. So look at the white efficiency bar of the training room. And it should go up when some of these walls are done. Should. I mean, I'm going to look like a numpty if it doesn't, but there are a lot of walls to be done here. Don't make me look like a fool game. There we go, went up a bit. Means it can train people faster, I believe. What units do we have right now? Well, we have 6 demon spawn. We can get a quick look at the demon spawn by going here. So this is it by Shesh. He's level 3, he's really happy. He only has 1 attack, and that's standard melee. And here's all his stats, his kills, his strength, the amount of money he has on him, the amount of wage he demands because there is a payday. Defense, defense, luck, dexterity, time in the dungeon, and blood type. Much of those I'm not sure what exactly they do. I think dexterity is how well you can land a hit, which is again something that was bugged out in the previous game. We also have a couple of beetles, which aren't very good, and flies, which are absolutely useless. So let's just ditch those. Heroes are on their way. Make sure your creatures are well trained and ready for the attack. The heroes you face in the realm are tougher than those we met before. Well, they're on their way here. Let's go and have them burst into our training room and see how well they last. I'm gonna guess not very.
Your creatures are under attack.
So this is quite sweet. I dug this hole open so that they can come in and say hello to us. Except they don't seem too keen on it. Come on. Oh, okay, they really don't want to follow us in. Come on, you lout. So they've stumbled into our training room, and I imagine all of our demon spawn, who have been itching for a good battle this whole time, are only too delighted to slaughter and then get back to their training. Look at that, the training room's actually full, so I didn't want to build one big enough for all the creatures that we have. But that's really super fine. It really, really doesn't matter. So manual possession is extremely strong in this game, as long as you possess the right creatures and do the right things with them. For example, you can use imps in your manual possession to claim land and dig much faster than the AI imps, which is what I did there. I bet these buggers would plunder my gold if I let them, so let's dig this out. And by let's do it, I mean let's have you do it. Although, I want to see this. It's payday, so everybody goes over to the treasure room and yoinks all that dosh away from me. How dare they? The imps work for free, so they're fine. You can have as many imps as you want. There's no ongoing cost, but each additional imp costs extra. They also die like incredibly easy against foes, but that's fine. We kill foes particularly easily as well.
We shall send you back to the pits, foul one.
I don't see any Lord of the Land. Where is he? Maybe if I had more imps, we could figure out what's going on around here. Okay, it's not that bad having one fly, I guess, because look at this. They go off and explore, but more often than not, what they do is they will go and antagonize enemies, and at best get themselves killed, and at worst aggro enemies all the way to your base. Ah, this guy is so dead.
this realm.
all too easy. But that's to be expected. I'm suspecting the first 4 areas are going to be done in a heartbeat. There's a lot of under-the-hood mechanics that I truly don't know how they all work in this game, and I won't claim to know how they work. For example, what decides what the next creature you get is. I know that certain layers that you build attract certain creatures, but I don't know what specifically says who comes and who does not. For example, we've got 12 of these demon spawn things. What made us get one more of these and not a fly, I just don't know. I also don't particularly care. All done, onwards to the next level.
Darkana. The surviving citizens have more on their plates than a demon spawn with 3 dead adventurers to munch. Not that many citizens have survived as such.